Welcome back to the Rice and Slice Golf Show podcast. My name is Theo. Gentlemen, by the side of me, as always, is Chenji Meng. Episode 61, I believe it is. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Chenji, is this the last episode of the year?
I mean, we always say this is the last episode, but will it be the last episode?
We've never said it's the last episode. We've never said it's the last episode.
I mean, yes, that's true. Okay. Is it going to be the last episode of the year? I don't know. I'm going to bring my podcast gear, so we could do another episode for Christmas.
Okay. That's fine by me, dude. Where are you going? Well, normally we record this on a Monday, and a week today, I think, is Christmas Eve, no?
Exactly.
No, sorry, Christmas Day.
Should we record an episode for like Christmas? That'd be hilarious.
Will it?
Although, to be fair, actually,
to a podcast on Christmas Day?
Well,
imagine like all the because obviously this is like a 99.9% male demographic, and it's that one bloke that's driving to Christmas dinner to his in-laws like he doesn't really want to go to, and that he's next to his missus, probably a couple of kids in the back, and it's like, what shall we listen to? She'll put Capital FM on, she'll put, I don't know, Radio 1, and then the man is like, oh, babe, I've got something that you should listen to. It's only the Rice and Slice Golf Show podcast Christmas special.
Dude, what else would you be listening to? Like,
screw
Dua Lipa, screw like, Mariah Carey.
Taylor Swift, forget Drake, forget all of them.
We are listening to the Rice and Slice Golf podcast.
Yes, and I don't think it's a good idea, Chenji. I don't fancy causing arguments to random strangers on Christmas Day on a drive to Christmas dinner. I don't think I want to do that. What do you think?
I mean,
where are you going to be?
Okay.
Where are you going to be?
Last episode of the year then.
Where are you going to be?
Welcome. I'm going to be in Serbia.
So you're going skiing?
Yeah.
With a lady friend or just a bunch of people?
A bunch of friends.
A bunch of friends. Lovely. Thank you for the invite. I really, really appreciate you, Chenji.
Of course. Anyway, it's winter golf.
It's winter golf. I bet you're going to have a good time, dude. Lots of drinking, eating, skiing. Sounds like a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Need a break. But, seriously.
You need a break. All you've taken is breaks. What we should have done... Oh, Chenji.
What?
But towards the end of the podcast, we're going to talk about how much money I have spent on golf in 2023, right?
Yes.
So this is so please stick around, listen to the end, and you'll find out how much money I've spent. You should have accumulated how many miles you've traveled this year. And I know you've said that you haven't done any traveling this year compared to other years, which is fair for you. I would love to know how many miles you've done this year and what is a quiet year for Chenji when I think you've had one of the busiest years since I've known you, traveling wise.
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
I mean, we will know that what's a busy year for you in terms of spending money on golf.
Oh.
Dude,
Chenji.
I can't wait. I
bloody can, Chenji. It's depressing. Stick around for that.
You've spent enough money to, like, I don't know, support a whole economy of a small country.
It's not far off. Right. Anyway, moving on. Guys, stick around for that. We're going to talk about that towards the end of the podcast. But for now, Chenji, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Have you played any golf?
It's that week before Christmas where you're like, I don't know what to do.
I feel exactly the same way.
There's not a lot of motivation, but like there's a lot of things to do.
There's a lot of, for me anyway, because obviously you know me, I've got a big family, and obviously Christmas Day is like a big gathering or whatever. Mate, the money I've spent on like Christmas presents or giving money because December, right? Not only is it Christmas, it's most of the family's birthdays as well. So the first time I'm seeing them will be on Christmas Day because of like whatever. I had other commitments or I couldn't go and see them on the birthday or whatever. Mate. And it's like a tradition in Cyprus, in like a Greek household where you kind of give, if you don't want to buy a present, you just give the other person money and they can just buy whatever they want with that money. Oh my God, Chenji, the amount of money that I'm going to be giving out on presents and Christmas is just crazy, man.
Yeah,
I could be spending that money. That I could eat with the money I'm spending on Christmas this year on birthday presents and Christmas presents. I could spend a week in Dubai, all-inclusive hotel, plus 7 rounds of golf. It's crazy.
Bro, if we did that, you wouldn't be there for Christmas and you wouldn't be needing to give everybody.
No,
Christmas
I would
presents.
still need to give that money, dude. Whether I was there or not, I still need to. It's just one of those things. I still need to do it. But it is what it is.
Actually, like now that you're speaking about Dubai, right? Like, you know, when you first started playing golf, you played in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
If this Christmas, looking back, it was like 3 years ago now, right? Hasn't it?
Yes.
If this Christmas you were actually in Dubai, right, playing golf, what do you think would be different in those 3 years?
That's a great question, Chenji. That is a great question. Number one, the level of skill, I would say, is a lot better. Number two, I would feel more confident around golf in general. I would feel more confident around strangers around golf. I would probably be able to rate the golf courses a lot better than what I did 3 years ago, even though I can still happily say, hand on my heart, I can still say that those rounds of golf that I've played in Dubai have still not been beaten. It was such an incredible experience. I cannot wait to go back. And if I do go back, I don't want to go by myself. I want to go with a group of friends, and so that everybody can enjoy it. Because I feel it's not fair for me to enjoy a golf trip like that by myself. Now, when we went to Dubai, we didn't go, and it wasn't a golf trip. It was like a family trip. I just ended up, just so happened, I took my golf clubs and I said, look, I'm taking my golf clubs. If I play golf, great. If I don't play golf, it is what it is. I played like 3-4 rounds there. It was incredible, dude. And I would just love to share that experience with golf friends. I would, like, dude, I was by myself. I think I've told you this before. I was by myself, and this was before I met you.
Just give a recap to everybody, right? Because you met these junior golfers, didn't you?
Yeah, I played. I went to Dubai. I bought my first, shall we say, proper set of golf clubs. It was the Callaway Edge, the Costco Callaway golf clubs. It was like, I don't know, I think it was like £500-600 for the clubs. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is great, little beginner set. So I got that. So that's the clubs. I mean, genuinely, if I went to Dubai and I rented clubs, the clubs that I rented would have been 20 times better than the ones I took with me. But I was like, no, I'm using these. The irons are great. The driver is not very good. The putter, I love the Odyssey putter. I still have it, actually. The golf was very, very cheap. In incredible conditions. Best time of the year to go and play golf in Dubai is our winter. Is their summer, basically. And our summer is their heat wave, 50-degree. Like, you do not want to go to Dubai in like July, August, September. It was like €50 a round, or I think the most I paid was back then, 3 years ago, it was €80 a round, and you could only book it through one golf app in Dubai. It's called, I want to say it's Via. I want to say the app is called. And back then, I don't know if they still do it now. I don't think they do. If the golf round was €80, if you played one more round within 10 days, your next round was for free. So you're paying not €40. What am I saying? £40, the equivalent of £40 to play at a place like Dubai Creek, which like the yacht club, which is unbelievable. I played the Earth Course. I played the par 3 at the Emirates. I can't even remember. I've played. It was incredible. The best thing was I got to play with a bunch of junior golfers over there. That was a great experience. The worst thing was that was only one round out of the 3. The other 2 rounds, unfortunately, I had to play by myself, which was fine back then. But it was before I knew you, before I really knew anybody in golf. The only person in my family that I was playing a lot of golf with was my cousin Stel, which I still play every week with. Genuinely, and I've told you this before, I was walking around the Earth Course at Jumeirah Golf Estate, and there was tears running down my eyes because I was the only one that was experiencing this, and like one of my best friends, that's like a brother to me, Stel, wasn't there with me experiencing what I was experiencing. So it was like a bittersweet moment. Yes, it was great for me to see it, but it would have been. Sometimes the experience is way better shared than just going at it alone. So if he was there with me, it would have been, I don't know, just to see the joy in somebody. That's why I want to go back, because I want to see the joy in your face and the joy on Stel's face and whoever's there. that would make me even more happy than being there by myself. And not only that, even if I played really, really bad, the fact that we're all out there having a great time, enjoying this, creating this incredible memory with my best friends is way more important than shooting a good round, in my opinion. So that's one of my bucket list things.
Dude, like I've been having a thought these days a lot, right? And it kind of like stems from traveling, right? Like I used to just love traveling by myself, doing crazy stuff myself.
Yeah.
But now as you get older, as you get, I don't know, more experience, as time becomes more precious, right? You just want to share memories with people. So it doesn't matter if it's like an adventurous holiday, if it's like a, like a calm holiday. You want to actually share the memories with like somebody who's close to you.
Yeah.
And same as golf. I used to play a lot of golf myself.
Yeah.
For practice, because maybe I wasn't confident enough. I just wanted to like, go out there myself. But these days, if I go out, I want to actually play with somebody because, just the banter together.
Even if it's a stranger. Side. I mean, worst comes to worst, you play with a random add-on.
And I don't know if it's, again, I think it's just because time has become more valuable,
yeah.
right? It used to be that maybe like during COVID, everybody had so much time. But as we kind of emerge out of COVID, time just seems so scarce.
Yes.
And, and people and that kind of like connection and the memories, as you said, becomes more and more important rather than just the experience itself.
I completely agree with you. I'm going to start this new thing where for birthday presents and Christmas presents, I'm going to start this with my wife, first of all. No more birthday presents, no more Christmas presents. I don't want anything else. I don't want to get her anything else. I just want to book holidays. Even if it's like a 2-day going to, I don't know, Barcelona for 2 days, or going to Amsterdam, or going to Rome, somewhere like a city break. I think that's way, way, way more important than getting and opening a gift of like, I don't know, a Scotty Cameron or whatever it is. Even though that's a great gift, I can buy that myself. Like, I'd rather have an experience with my loved ones than, and I think that's a new generation, I think that's a new generation. I think
we're talking. Maybe it's like this Christmas spirit before. I just feel like like everything around it. Like it's a time for friends gathering.
Yes,
it's the time to create memories. It's the time for like I don't know, man. Like these days in particular, I just feel like sharing experiences and sharing moments are so much more important now than doing it yourself. And that goes like beyond golf, beyond traveling. So
I agree.
Like I would absolutely love if we can like go out and go to Dubai, have an amazing couple of days together, like playing all the cool courses.
Yeah,
and we both come down the 18 with tears in our eyes.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Dubai. It can be anywhere. We can go Turkey and play night golf, or we're going middle of February. We're going Portugal with the boys to play at Vila Moura. It's just little things like that, man. It's not an expensive trip. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't want it to be expensive. But getting out there with the boys, it's just so fulfilling, in my opinion, because it's just you, the boys. You're playing golf. You're having a few drinks. You're eating good food later. You're bantering back and forward. This is what we need at this time in our lives, I think.
So comment below, tag your buddies who you want to go on a golf trip with.
Yeah, it's you have to do it. You have to do it. Even if you go with the wives, just go out early morning, get them at a spa somewhere, get them, buy them a nice book or whatever they're into. Book them in at like a massage or whatever, a facial, whatever it is. Go out, enjoy your golf, play with it. Just do something, man. You have to. You have to experience it. You have to do it. It doesn't have to be anywhere expensive. It can even be in the UK. It can be any. You can go Scotland. You can go Ireland. You can go Wales. There's plenty of places to go to play golf, and I think it's very, very important. And if you can go with somebody else that plays golf and just share that experience with somebody else, because it's a shame for you to go and have that special feeling inside of you and be like, "This is incredible. I'm so glad I did this," but I'm experiencing this by myself. It's almost a little bit wasted. But yeah, man, it's just crazy. I mean, I remember, I think a year ago to probably the day, just over a year ago, I said to you, all I want to do is play good enough golf where I can go on a golf holiday and not embarrass myself. And it's crazy where that little journey has taken me. And now I can confidently say I can go out on a holiday and play a decent round of golf and not be too angry, too angry. Like, you know, you could have an off day, but that's fine. Again, you're happy because you're on holiday. You know that when you finish a round of golf, you don't have any responsibilities. You can go out and have a drink and eat your food and enjoy your time off or whatever. But yeah, I can proudly say that I'm there with my golf game. I mean, it's only going to get better, I hope. But yeah, it's funny, right? Yesterday, was it yesterday?
Gone, yeah.
Sunday, I played a round of golf at Kibworth with Stell and Jack. And something like a random conversation got started, and I remembered something, and I've never ever told anybody this, and I've never ever made it a big deal, but it's something that's been on the back of my head for probably about 18 months. So I'm not going to drop any names. I sometimes play with this person. Rarely, but sometimes I play with this one random person, right? Very, very good man. Very, very good banter. He's a great, great laugh. Once we were playing, and you know, when you play golf, you always talk about your golf, or you talk about life, or you talk about business, or you talk about whatever. I was telling him that this was back when I was like, I want to say like an 18 handicapper. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to be good enough, and I can't wait to be like a single digit handicap. This person turned around and said, the way you play golf, you will never, ever be a single digit handicapper. So you might as well just get that out of your mind and stop trying to achieve this goal. Because I'm not trying to be mean, he says to me, but I'm pretty sure you will never reach that level. And then he brought it back to, I've been playing golf for 40 years or 20 years or 30 years. And I've never managed to get any better. So why are you going to drop 10 shots to be a single digit handicapper? And I was like, maybe you're right. But ever since he told me that, my ADHD sometimes gets really, really, really triggered.
Wait, you mean ADHD, OCD?
No. I'm talking about my ADHD. Where there's certain memories in my brain that I constantly think about every single day. For example, even though I don't speak to you every single day, Chenji, you run through my mind at least once a day. This goes with golf, my golf swing, Chenji, my brother, my wife. I see her every day anyway. Like my friends from Cyprus.
Stell.
Well, Stell, yeah, okay. But I mean, there's a bunch of...
No, you forgot Stell.
No, I didn't forget him. But I see him like 3 times a week. But you know what I mean. But there's certain memories that are imprinted in my brain that I think about every single day without a shadow of a doubt. What that man said to me is like, it was like a core memory. And every single day I think about the day that he said to me that you will never, he said 2 things that day that really kind of got to me. He said, you will never eagle the 18th at Kibworth because it's a long par 5, and you will never be a single digit handicapper. Now, I am very close. I've not been that close to an eagle on 18th at Kibworth, but I feel like it's in the summer it could be done if I have 2 good shots, like great shots. I need like a 270, 280 yard drive, and then I was really, really solid 4 hybrid, and I could be in with a chance for an eagle. That didn't bother me as much. What really, really bothered me is when he said, you would never be a single digit handicapper. And I actually mentioned this. Since that day, I have never even spoken to it, spoken about it, not openly, but, you know, I never said to Stell, for example, can you remember I'll just give a random name. Let's just say Chenji. It wasn't Chenji, but let's say, can you remember when we played around with Chenji and he said that I'll never be a single digit handicapper? Like, what do you think? I've never spoken about this, but every single day, it runs through my mind. On Sunday, we were speaking about something, and this I just remembered, and I was like, shall I ask him? So I asked Stell. This guy wasn't playing with us, and I said, Stell, I don't suppose you remember when Chenji said that I'll never be a single digit handicapper. Do you know what he said to me? And Stell wasn't even close to me when this guy said that to me. He goes, I heard him say this, and I have also been thinking about this for you for the past 18 months. And I was like, you're joking? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I knew that really got to you, but I didn't want to say anything. But I knew that triggered you. And he goes to me, I've realized that part of the reason why you're grinding so much is to prove that person wrong. The worst thing is when you prove it wrong. Is when you prove this person wrong, and you go and next time you're playing, he goes, "Oh yeah, what you off? And everyone's like, "Oh, 15, 16," and I'm like 9, and then this person, Chenji, turns around and says, "Oh yeah, okay, well done," and it doesn't acknowledge the fact that I'm a single-digit handicapper because he doesn't even remember saying this comment about to me. So all these years, I've been grinding and grafting and trying my best, getting lessons and spending all this money to try and get better. And he's been my main motivation to be a single-digit handicapper. And at the end of the day, I'm like, Chenji, in your face, I'm finally a single-digit handicapper. And he's like, mate, what are you talking about? Like, I don't remember saying that. All that time I've been trying to prove you wrong and you're telling me you don't remember. So
that is classic.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so dude, I'm same as you, man.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's because I'm a Pisces, like that's my horoscope.
Oh, don't start
maybe
with this. Don't start with this star signs and
seriously,
placement.
Like,
and
I take things personal.
Like, I do 100%.
I
do as well.
When somebody else thinks something, I think it's because of me, right? It's kind of like I overvalue my effect and I overvalue my importance and I overvalue like everything about like, I feel like everything has to do with me.
Give me like an example. I want an example. I gave you a good example. Tell me. Can you think of an example?
Like, okay. I would say like back then when I was playing comms back at Kettleston, and I would join random people to like, play football matches, right?
Yeah.
So whereby, it's like football better ball and like all stuff like that. I forgot which I think it was actually like a foursomes match. And when we don't win, I actually feel like it's completely my fault. Even though like both of us were hitting bad shots,
okay,
I feel like it's completely my fault because I feel like I could have changed the whole thing. Like because if only I didn't shank it, that like
okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Shot.
Yeah.
If only
okay,
like I hit a better shot out of the sand.
I
made that putt.
I'm exactly the same way. I'm exactly the same way where I would never even blame you. Like if we're playing as a pair, I wouldn't. I know that's a lie. That's a lie. Because normally I wouldn't blame you for, if only Chenji made that 3-foot putt, we would have been okay. But when we played at the Asprey on a Mizuno golf pair with Leo, I had a really, really, really good front 9. And on the back 9, I kind of shut off a little bit. Like after like 12 holes, my body almost gave up and my focus just left my body. And I was waiting for Leo to step up in a way, and he did, but he didn't. And I was like, "Why, Leo? I've grafted for 12 holes. Why couldn't you just carry me for 6? I've carried you for 12." So I get where you're coming from because it happened to me before. But this is the only example that I can think of where I was like, my partner didn't carry me, when I needed him to. But yeah, normally I'm the one that's like, okay, what did I contribute to the team? Not what my partner did or what he did or didn't do. It's always what did I do right and what did I do wrong? And then you kind of take it from there. But yeah, man, he's crazy. He's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to some golf news or whatever. I don't know. Let's get on with the podcast. I mean, we spent 25 minutes talking about ourselves, really. And I'm sure people want to catch up with golf or what we have to talk about. And there is quite a lot to talk about. The first thing I want... Go on.
No, I mean, like, this, to be fair, things been happening in golf, but it's not much, right? This is like the slow season in golf.
See, it's funny. This time last year, we didn't have any content, so I was busting my balls trying to make, like, quizzes, remember? Or, like, I was just trying my best to find any golf news to kind of put a podcast together. But to be fair, it's been a pretty busy couple of months with, like, golf news, dude. So you can't really say... There's a lot of things to talk about. I don't know, man, like... Tiger and Charlie played at PNC Championship. What's going on with Liv? People that possibly going to sign on with Liv. New equipment coming out. I mean, there's just so much going on. This year, it feels a lot easier to put a podcast together than this time last year, for me anyway.
I can't even remember what happened this time last year.
Nothing. There was nothing going on. There was nothing going on. I was literally every week I was trying my best to do like a quiz. or talk about little bits and bobs, whatever, and try and drag it out as long as possible. And then, here, Chenji, what's the oldest golf course in the world? Or I don't know, whatever it was. How many majors has Tiger Woods won?
Course.
yeah. To be fair, they were good episodes. I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't listened to them, go back and listen. They're actually decent. You know what, right? I went back a couple of weeks ago and I was like, I'm gonna put on our first ever episode and see how cringy was. Do you want my honest opinion, Chenji?
It's not that cringy.
He wasn't that bad.
No.
It wasn't that bad, Chenji. We were talking about good stories and good experiences. He brought back a lot of memories, Chenji. So for me...
Like really fun memories. Dude, this is... even if this podcast doesn't take off, which is impossible because it's pretty cool.
It's impossible. This podcast is going to be big one day.
Yeah, but like it feels like those old things that I post on my social media. It's like a memory, right?
Yes.
It's like because
you
have thoughts back then, dude. This episode, the first 30 minutes of this episode is turning very emotional. Like
you're right.
Yeah, but
I think
it's like
because it's Christmas, dude. We're getting very emotional.
Maybe it is.
We're like, we're getting.
This is the Christmas special,
yes, yes.
But yeah, it's just that it's the memories since the beginning, like of this podcast. Thoughts that we had from back then.
Yeah,
it's witness. It's like almost looking like your mini me, right? Yeah. It's like witnessing your growth. Because I feel like most people, as you get better at golf, they don't have the opportunity to document their growth.
Yes, I agree.
But because of this podcast, like we're not doing it for everybody. If we're not doing it for anybody else, we're doing it for ourselves, documenting how we've grown as amateur golfers, both in terms of how we play, how we think, and our view and interpretation of the world of professional golf, equipment, history, and vibes.
I completely agree with you, Chenji. I couldn't have said that any better, dude. Honestly, and this is why I'm so grateful. And it also feels a bit like a therapy session as well at the same time.
100%.
Even though we're not talking about our problems or whatever, we're talking about our golf problems which sometimes the golf problems, I know it sounds silly if you're not into golf, but golf is such a hard sport. It's almost impossible to walk away being happy with the round that you've had. And you always leave disappointed in a way. So you're setting up yourself a failure from the get-go. So talking about golf and talking about, I had this round last week. I shot 80, but it could have been a 78, blah, blah, blah. It's almost like a therapy session because you're getting it out and then you're kind of moving on. So I'm very grateful for this podcast and this platform. So I'm happy we're still doing it. Like 61 episodes in. Oh, mate, I can't wait for the future. Right, anyway, enough of the touchy-feely stuff, dude.
If for those of you who've been tuning in,
if you're listening and you're not watching, Chenji's crying right now. There's tears running down his eyes. He's got tissues next to him. If you want to watch it, go on the YouTube channel at Raz and Slice Podcast and watch Chenji cry his eyes out, thinking of all the good memories that we've had together.
Anyway, you're crying.
Yeah, dude, I want to talk about Charlie Woods for a quick minute.
Go on.
20 minutes ago, I would have told you, incredible. I can't believe he's so good at golf. He bombs a drive, 120 mile an hour club speed. What's your club speed, Chenji?
Driver.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest.
Is it under 100?
No, it's above 100.
Okay.
But it's barely over 100. It's like 101.
Okay, my club speed for the drivers is I think is around 108, 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But I slice that thing 90% of the time, right? So
not anymore, man. Not anymore.
Yeah. A 14-year-old kid has an average of 120 mile an hour club head speed, and he bombs drives 320 yards. And I believe, is it on the first or second day, he didn't miss a fairway. Granted, it was forward tees. Please don't get at me again, because I can't be bothered with all the hate again.
Dude, release this clip and get the same amount of hate again. No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because the people that commented are a bunch of toxic, masculine, misogynist that don't like the fact that the women hit it straighter than them. And they're hating. Anyway, moving on. I mean, that's like an Easter egg. If you're new to the podcast, you have no idea what we're talking about. God. Anyway, dude. So I've been doing some research. How good is Charlie Woods compared to... I mean, we see Charlie Woods play golf once a year at this PNC Championship. Maybe a couple of clips when Tiger is on his bag and it's like, oh, he won this, he won that. But, How good is Charlie Woods? Now, would you like to know the odds of Charlie Woods winning a major?
So I think it's actually quite low.
It's after Rory McIlroy winning a major when he was like really young, and the odds were like sky high. I think it was like 500 to 1 or whatever it was. I could be wrong, but it was very high. They're not doing any odds like stupidly high anymore, right? So Charlie Woods to win a major before the age of 22 is 33 to 1, which is nothing.
That's crazy, man.
Which is nothing, considering how difficult it is for current professionals to win a major where Tiger Woods is not in his prime, and it's like an open market for anybody to win a major. I think that's a fair assessment to make, right?
Absolutely.
For Charlie Woods to be 14 right now, and for him to win a major before the age of 22 is 33 to 1. That's stupidly low.
That is mad. Yeah. That is mad.
So,
like, I wonder who's getting in at these odds.
I bet you there's some silly people that have got silly money and they're like, yeah, just put 10 grand on that. Who gives it? Who cares? It's just one of those things. So I've been doing some.
I'd rather put some money on Joel Damon winning the Masters.
That's a good point. Speaking of Joel Damon, are you not? I've gone completely off topic. Are you not surprised that Joel Damon has not joined Live? I was thinking about this today. Like, why would you not?
Because he's always had that good guy vibe. He doesn't want to ruin his reputation.
He's not. Who cares, dude? Go get your 120 grand and finish last. Who cares, man?
That's true. I mean, I agree.
Yeah,
I think
he would turn up drunk.
Hey, look, maybe the day after we release this episode, like breaking news, Joel Damon joins Live Golf League.
Yeah, I mean that would make just get drunk, play golf, finish last, get 120 grand, go home to your wife and kids.
Easy,
right?
Easy money.
Right. Anyway, going back to Charlie Woods, I've been doing some research. Right, how good is Charlie Woods compared to other 14-year-old kids that are on the same level as him? Right. Okay. I've actually found an article. Charlie Woods is ranked 1,326 out of 10,616. Charlie Woods is ranked number 1,326 out of a database of 10,616 juniors. He's the 86th ranked player in those same rankings for the class of 2027. In the 16 events Charlie played that are recorded in the JGS system, he collected 2 victories, and his low score of 66 came in September in the second round of whatever. So technically, Charlie Woods is not actually that good at golf. I know it's silly to say because he's Tiger Woods' son, but here is my comeback. A bunch of these juniors have been playing for like 10 years. Charlie Woods has only started playing golf 3 years ago when we started playing golf during COVID. That's when he really had but what I've read, he used to play soccer, same as his sister, Sam. During COVID, he couldn't play soccer or whatever. So his dad was like, oh, let's go and play golf. So he fell in love with the sport literally 3 years ago. So for a player that's 14, that's only been playing for 3 years, he's doing incredible. But the whole world is like, oh my God, he's going to carry the PGA Tour one day. He's going to win majors. He's going to try and beat his dad's records and blah, blah, blah. Considering where he's ranking, I don't know, man. There's a long road ahead of him, which was obvious anyway, even if he was in top 10. But he's not as good as people think he is. It's just he's getting all this limelight just because of dad, which is fine.
Of course. I mean, look at every single PNC championship. Was it only 2? Like the second one this time? No. It was like quite a few. But look, every single time somebody else wins, right? And then, but like Tiger and Charlie get like the most attention if they play together. Like there's been you've seen 0 shots on social media from like Bernhard Langer and his like, boy.
I agree.
Even John Daly, they play amazing with his son, right?
I've seen
but they don't get any credit actually playing. But then the only thing you see is Charlie Woods ripping it with this like big recoil. He's in the show business. This isn't. I mean, and that's why some of the best movies aren't even like on Hollywood, but you never get shown, right? Because
it's just pure entertainment, isn't it?
It's pure entertainment, right? It's not just the skill.
It's mad, right? For the past 3 years, I've been following golf. I've been following the PNC Championship because it's a very cool concept to. Professional golfer plays with the son or daughter or whatever. I think that's a very, very cool little weekend. And for the past 3 years, all I've seen, every single post, if you go on the PGA Tour Instagram page now, 95% of the post is all about Charlie Woods, all about Tiger Woods, which is fine. And also the other like 4% is John Daly and his son. And the other 1% is the winner, because it's none of them. But it's, or if it's not directly about Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods, is like Nelly Korda asking Tiger Woods to take a picture. You know, it's something to do with Tiger Woods. Is it PIP? It's called PIP, right? This
player impact
program. That's it. Tiger Woods, if this PIP program carries on for whatever, Tiger Woods doesn't even have to touch a golf club and he will be number one for the rest of time. Because the guy is just like walking on water, dude. He's in, like, I can't believe. Here's a question. Is there another sports person in the history of the world that has had such a big impact in that said sport apart from Tiger Woods?
Say again.
Is there another sports person in the history of the world that has had this much of an impact that Tiger Woods has had on golf?
Michael Jordan?
Okay, Michael Jordan. Let's talk about Michael Jordan. There's constant arguments on who's the greatest basketball player in the world in the history of the game, right? It's always Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe. I don't even follow NBA, but I know NBA well enough to be like, okay, there's always a debate. I always see on social media where there's always a debate and everyone's like, oh, but Michael Jordan's the best for this reason. LeBron James is the best for this reason. It's almost like you're almost biased depending on what team you support. For example, Tom Brady, massive, one of the greatest of all time, absolute GOATs in the NFL. If you're not a Patriots fan, or you're one of the rival teams, but I don't even know what the main rival is of the Patriots, you're like, I hate Tom Brady. Tom Brady can go beep himself. You know, it's one of those things. But when it comes to golf, no matter who you support, no matter what you believe in, no matter whatever you do, there is not a single person that will come back and say, yeah, man, Tiger Woods is the best. The only other sport that I can possibly say, or the only other sports person that I can possibly say has changed the game for the better. This might be a controversial opinion, I don't know. I think it's Ronnie O'Sullivan when it comes to snooker.
Oh man, I mean, easily. I think so, for sure.
Don't you think? I think the only person...
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Snooker...
But what about more sports? Like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, but...
Michael Phelps.
Okay. Michael Phelps, great shout.
You know?
Great shout. Great
Michael
athlete.
Phelps.
Yes. Usain Bolt will
who's made the longest televised putt in golf world.
It was
crazy.
There's like 170
Oh man, that could have been a great
was.
quiz question.
Yes,
who made the longest televised putt?
Okay, let's talk about... So Usain Bolt is an absolute legend until somebody goes and beats his records, which one day, the evolution of mankind, somebody will beat his records. And then everybody forgets about Usain Bolt. Tiger Woods can touch wood, die tomorrow with touching wood. Right? God forbid.
That he doesn't die or that he dies?
No. Jesus Christ, mate. Come on. It's Christmas. It's Christmas, mate. But he will be talked about for the next 100,000 years. Right? Even though he's technically not the greatest golfer to ever have played the sport. But he's done more for golf than anybody else has. And almost he hasn't even tried to take golf to the next level. He hasn't even tried to... He's not even like a spokesperson, really. Like, Rory has taken that reign of being their Like, he's just like, I just want to fix my leg. I want to try and play once a month next year. You know, I want to spend time with my son. I want to spend time with my daughter. I just want to be back to be able to walk 4 rounds of golf again. You know, he's not like, let's talk about PGA. Let's stop live. You know, he doesn't care. I don't think he cares about that. He's got bigger problems. And he's got enough money to not even worry about all these things that are happening around him. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but it's just mad. Speaking
like,
of the PNC,
I mean, look like last year, he didn't play like a single like round last year or something professional golf.
Yes,
but he won the play impact program, right?
He posted one clip of him swinging a club and won it.
Or broke the internet.
Broke the internet, legit broke the internet. It's mad. It's almost it's crazy how people that don't follow golf will never people that never follow golf don't understand how hard golf actually is. Until you try and swing a club and you're like, oh my God, I actually can't hit this piece of metal with to hit that small little ball on the floor.
I've been getting a lot of new people into golf, like here in London.
I know you have. I've played with a couple. Like, 7 hours later, we're like, okay, Chenji, man, the sun's going down. I've got a 3-hour drive ahead of me. But no, respect to you. You're growing the game, Chenji. You're definitely growing it more than me.
Growing the game.
Yeah.
Like, this man doesn't want to grow the game. He just wants this like 3-hour round.
Yeah, I just want a single-digit handicap, man. That's all I want.
Everybody just comments like, why is it so hard to swing a club?
It's crazy. It's mad.
It's crazy.
Speaking of the PNC, do you think that if you were part of that tournament, let's say your dad was John Daly, or no, not John Daly. Let's say your dad was Vijay Singh. And to be fair, Vijay Singh is always on the like top 3 leaderboard for the whole weekend, right? Do you think you'd be upset the fact of how much limelight Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods are getting, or are you just like, I don't really care?
I don't really care, to be honest with you.
You don't care because you're a fan. But what if you're Vijay Singh or, I don't know, Bernhard Langer, and you're just like, I just won, but nobody really cares. All they care about is watching Charlie Woods hit a 350-yard drive. Would that bother you? Do you think? Do you think that bothers them?
No, but the reason this whole event exists or like has like a big prize money because of the broadcasting is because you've got like Tiger and Charlie actually like, you know, with the brand value, with the pulling power of the audience pulling power, right? That's the only reason why, like, you know, they get to compete for like a good prize. That's to share this experience together. Like, let's just say, okay, if every single person in that field is basically the equivalent of Bernhard Langer and his son, right? Like, obviously different, you know, background whatsoever, but there's no big name, big hitter, like personality, show business, right? This would be a small event with like a tiny purse. It probably wouldn't even happen.
I agree. You're right. No, you're right. I agree. So,
right? Like, to me,
yeah, I agree.
Like, it's, you know, like I've obviously chosen my life. Like I'm just saying, I'm Bernhard Langer, right? Yeah. I'm good at golf. I'm kind of low key, right? I just want to do this golf. I'm kind of an introvert, right? Focus on my game. But I also know if the PGA Tour was full of people like me, there would be no PGA Tour because it would be pretty boring. I
agree.
Right? And the world like needs entertainment.
I agree.
Let's be honest, sports is it's mainly entertainment.
Oh, that's the whole point.
So you need people like Tiger and Charlie. You need like a bunch of clips like that.
I agree. Okay.
For me to actually have a platform,
or for sponsors to be part of these smaller tournaments to drive up the purses. No, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
I was wrong there. No, you're right.
But that's a very mature way of thinking about it. But like, obviously, from a selfish perspective, I'm just like, of course, it's like I just won the bloody tournament. Like, why am I not being televised?
Yeah, but I mean, again, they won 200 grand to just have a great time and create a great memory. It's not bad. It's not a bad week, is it?
And you know, you get to do this every single year.
It's crazy. Yeah, right? I know. I agree.
For as long as possible. Like, you know, you get invited back because you've got hopefully Tiger and Charlie playing for a very, very long time. Because I tell you what, if, for example, Tiger and Charlie for some reason were not to participate for 2-3 years in a row, this event probably would not be existing. Like, they actually have an existential problem if Tiger, for example, like gets into another, like, God bless not, but like, you know, into some kind of health issues and he can't play for many, many years.
I agree. I think
there might be an actual issue like with
it might dissolve
this whole event.
Yes.
Right? It's like, because who's going to watch?
I agree. You're right. Okay, moving on.
Sorry.
It is the last.
My take.
No. So it was a great take. It was a great take, and I genuinely agree with everything you said. It's important to have people like that play that tournament, for example, just to drive up sponsorship. Speaking of sponsorships, before moving on, have you heard about the little loophole that live golfers are doing in the DP World Tour, they are getting sponsorship exemptions to play in DP World Tour events. And then they're going out there. So for the past 6 DP World Tour events, 5 of them have been won by live golf players. And they're playing all these golf so that they can rank up in ranks to qualify for majors and blah, 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 right? So,
yeah.
Right, I've done... So, did you know... This might be my knowledge of golf kind of showing right now. I didn't know until I've researched this. I didn't know that this was a thing. So, do you know about sponsorship exemptions?
Yeah. I know. So it's whereby the main sponsor, like the sponsor of the event, can pick somebody they can just put into the event.
I didn't know this. This is very naive of me. I didn't realize that this exists.
So, I'm pretty sure like Ricky Fowler got like a sponsor's exemption to go into the PGA Championship like last year or something because he ranked outside of the certain like rank where he was going to get an invitation.
Again, it could be like a top amateur and he could still get an exemption. I know this with the Masters, but again, I don't think that the sponsorship is not a sponsorship exemption. It's something different when it comes to the Masters. When you don't qualify for the Masters, but you still get an invite. This is not the same thing that I knew about. So with sponsorship exemptions, I think in most tournaments, sponsorships exemptions, the sponsors can choose up to 8 players to be added onto the roster of players to play in the tournament. And I was like, you're joking? That's actually mad. So where is it? So just a quick overview. Sponsor exemptions is a term applied to places in the field for a professional golf tournament that are set aside to be filled at the discretion of the tournament sponsors. In other words, the tournament sponsor gets to say, I want player X, player Y, and player Z in my tournament. And those players get in even though they have not otherwise met the qualification criteria for that tournament. I think that's pretty cool. So, Louis...
Osthausen.
Say it one more time.
Osthausen.
So Louis, say it one more time. I can't say that surname. Louis Osthausen. Let's just say Osthausen. So Louis
Osthausen.
Louis Osthausen has
perfect. Louis
Osthausen has.
Hey, you made it.
Has won the last 2 DP World events, right? Now you say, oh, it's only like a small event in the DP World Tour. Who cares? Louis cares. Here's why, dude.
Ooh.
Before playing these 2 events, he was ranked 441st in the OWGR. After win number 2, he's projected to be 133rd in the world rankings. 133rd. He could win 1 or 2 more and he could be maybe top 50 or top 70 and qualify for majors, for whatever he wants. That's the whole point. And it's amazing how this loophole exists. So like live golf players can play the DP World Tour. And it's mad. Like everything in the world, no matter how rich or how poor or how whatever you are. But to be fair, the richer you are, the more loopholes that exist. I think Chenji can probably...
100.
You know the ins and outs of this. The amount of loopholes that exist, not for me, but for the Jeff Bezos of the world and Elon Musk of the world to avoid paying taxes and all this stuff. It's incredible. So the fact that there's a rule that a tour sponsor can, let's say DHL. I think DHL, I don't know how, I don't think, I'm just using this as an example. DHL sponsor Louis Osthausen. And
is that who actually sponsored Louis Osthausen?
I'm pretty sure he's one of the main, DHL is one of the main sponsors. No, UPS. I think it's UPS. That's it.
Wow.
So let's just say UPS sponsors Chenji. And Chenji plays for Live Golf and he cannot play in this DP World Tour event. But at the same time on this DP World event, one of the main sponsors is UPS. UPS goes to the DP World Tour tournament and says, hi guys, I just want to say I'm giving you X amount of money. I want Louis to play in this, Chenji to play in this event. And they're like, yeah, okay, cool. He plays. And then you go out and win. And then, mate, it's actually crazy. And I'm so glad this exists because at least, and he didn't even have to win to jump up in these places. Just taking part was almost not good enough, but he was going to like jump up in places even though he just took part. So it's crazy. I mean, it's a shame how they have to use all these loopholes, but it is what it is. Like it's part of the game.
It's inevitable. Look, I mean, I know this is just the opening swing, like, you know, the DP World Tour.
Yes.
Right. So it's like the first couple of events, and you know they're all sort of smaller events where there's like, you know, only I think 5,000 points up for grabs. Right. Yeah. But as more and more live players are going to start winning like DP World Tour events, they're going to have to seriously think about this whole merger thing, right? I mean, they've already kind of did a joint thing, but like, as we said, I mean, John Rahm couldn't have picked a better time to
100%
join live, right? Like, he will not get this bag, a better offer, and then he's going to probably be playing in PGA Tour events for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to want him to go back and play the Andalusia Masters, the Spanish Open.
Of course.
Right? Because he represents, you know, the country, right? You know, he's not going to have to worry about, you know, getting invited by a sponsor to give him an exemption to play at, like, you know, the Acciona Open or like all these.
This
Spanish.
brings it back perfectly to what you said about Tiger and Charlie Woods at the PNC Championship. That without them to generate revenue and sponsors, this championship would almost be not existent, right? It's almost the same with the Spanish Masters, like you just said. If somebody like John Rahm is not there playing to sell those tickets and to generate that extra revenue that he will definitely generate, what are you going to do? You need him to be there, guys. You need him to be there.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Because you're going to get tons of coverage, you know, like it's going to make Spain, like, because Spanish people know him, Americans going to know him, right? Like everyone's going to actually watch the event. But otherwise, you know, if it was just a bunch of like in a field of your, you know, good DP World Tour players, but none of the actual personalities that you see them like on TV day in, day out, no one's going to tune in to watch it. Like,
I agree.
I don't think anyone's actually watched like the Mauritius Open or, you know, the South African Open.
Yeah.
Because there's just been nobody there.
Yeah.
But the moment you add Rory McIlroy into these events, bam, people are watching it,
I agree.
aren't they? Like, because I just want to see Rory. Like, I just want to see John Rahm. I just want to see
all we want to see.
Min Woo Lee.
all we want to see as fans is the best golfers going at it week in, week out. That's all we want to see. We don't want 2 tours, but again, that exists, so it is what it is. We don't want you know, diluted tours where it's 5 to 10 good players and then a bunch of amateurs or whatever. But I think they'll fix it, but it's going to take some time. Have you heard about Victor Hovland was like the latest name to be linked with Liv, right? And he like he went on record and said, look, that's just not true. I'm not going to do it. And it's actually funny because even though he said I'm not joining Liv, he like openly slagged off the PGA Tour, and it's
oh yeah, he did.
It's pretty cool. So he said, I've got a little paragraph here. I'm just going to read it for anybody that doesn't know. So Victor Hovland said a recent podcast in Norway, I want to say, it would be a bit silly to criticize the players for leaving. After all, you only hear one angle in the media, and there are quite a few different parts happening at the same time here. I totally understand why John Rahm left. That's a lot of money. And at least when the management of the PGA Tour has done such a bad job. Just to be clear, I'm not complaining about the position I'm in, and I'm very grateful for everything. But the management has not done a good job. And this is the best part. They almost see the players as labor and not as part of the members. After all, we are the PGA Tour. Without the players, there is nothing. So I'm glad somebody's almost like, you know, talking like, guys, we're not silly here. You know, yes, we're players and we're like puppets to your little puppet show, but we're not stupid. We know what you're doing. But what was it? Was it, oh my God, what's his name? Jay Monahan.
Yeah,
I really want to say Patrick Mahomes for some reason. Jay Monahan. What was it like? His 2023
earnings are like 20-something million.
20-something million.
It went up by like 20-30% or something.
And then you got the Corn Ferry Tour or bottom end PGA Tour players that can't afford to pay the caddies, and you're on top of that little pyramid, and you're earning 20 whatever million. Come on, big man. You need to sort yourself out because you're messing this up.
It's the American mentality, you see. Like,
it is.
You know, Victor is European, is Norwegian, right?
Yes.
You know, slightly socialist, and makes sense. But that's how America works. It's like, oh, we own you.
Yes,
we own you. I've made my way here, and now we own you. Yeah, but that's not the way Europe works.
No, it's not. It's not even that. It's not. The world is. There's no longer work like that. So I feel like the more life goes on, and you know, in the years to come, more players would stand up for themselves and say, look, I don't like the way I'm being treated, because now they have a choice. Before they didn't have a choice. It was PGA Tour or nothing. Now because of Live or, you know, whoever, they're like, okay, now I have a choice. You either treat me better and you pay me better and you look after me, or I'm just going to head off to a different league. So they need to kind of sort this out, themselves out and sort it all out.
100%.
Who do you think, because I've got odds here, I've got a website here with a bunch of odds. Who is more likely to join Live next? Do you want to hear who's on top of that list?
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
It's not Scotty Scheffler, is it?
He's not far off. Where is it? No. Sorry, he's not even on the list. Scotty Scheffler's not even on the list. It's funny, right? Rory McIlroy is on this list, and Scotty Scheffler is not on this list.
That's crazy.
So, top of the list, Hideki Matsuyama, which was...
Oh, yeah, true.
Dude, he hasn't joined for that Billy... I don't know.
Oh, man. I bet he regrets it now. 100% bet he regrets it.
I regret it for him, mate. It's crazy.
Because that deal's not going to come back.
Yeah.
That deal is not going to come back.
No. We spoke about this briefly last week, didn't we? Hideki Matsuyama, there's like a 22.2% chance of him going. And then he goes Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantley, which I would love to see him at Live.
Dude, if Xander goes or Patrick goes first, right, the other person will likely join as well.
I like Xander.
They're like best buddies.
I like Xander. Because I don't really watch much Live, apart from like, you know, some of the like the Centurion. Obviously, I've tuned in before. We've been to it. Obviously, JCB. I'm going to be there. We're going to be there or whatever. But if I get Patrick Cantley off my PGA Tour Sky Sports Golf screen, I'll be happy. I think that's fair to say for a lot of fans. I'm not going to miss him. Let's put it that way. Cameron Young is quite high up there. Tyrrell Hatton, Will Zalatoris is actually on that list of him joining.
I mean, he did get an offer like before he got injured. I think, didn't he, or something? Yeah.
Colin Morikawa, but the most interesting one, Rory McIlroy is on this list, right? And there's a less than 1% chance of Rory joining Live. Obviously, this is never ever going to happen. But the most surprising part of this is the odds for Rory to join Live. Even though there's a 0.9% chance of Rory McIlroy joining Live, it's only at 100 to 1 odds.
Really?
And I'm
weird.
That it should be like, I feel like it should be like 500 to 1 or like 1,000 to 1 for Rory to join Live.
He is probably the last person to expect to actually join.
So to have the odds are 100 to 1, it to me seems very, very, very low.
So either the bookies know something behind the scenes.
Nah.
No, just kidding.
Nah, imagine that. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning or New Year's Day.
Bookies run the world.
Dude, it's not even that. It will be the most breaking news of breaking news. Rory McIlroy joining Live. Oh my God, dude. Dude, he would get stoned to death.
100%.
No, but it's okay. It's no point even talking about this because it's not going to happen. Anyway, one last little topic before we get into the main juice of this podcast.
Go on.
Who are going to be the rising stars of 2024? Give me...
Rising stars of 20... Ludwig Åberg, for sure.
Okay. Anybody else? By the way, these are not like complete rookies. You can say of like somebody else that you think will have a good year. For example, Will Zalatoris is going to make a comeback. I feel like he will be, you know, anybody. I'm not saying Will was not on my list. He was on my list last year and he got injured. Will is not on my list this year. For me, the three names that I feel like will stand out this year is Ludwig, as you said. Min Woo Lee, obviously the boy, the chef.
Dude. The chef, let him
cook. And Sahith Theegala, I think, will do great this year.
Good one.
Those are my three picks for 2024. Also, I've said this before, Bryson DeChambeau to win a major next year. Those are my picks for 2024. Now, last topic. It's not really a topic.
Can't wait. Yes.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's bring those baby numbers out.
How much money did I spend on golf in 2023? Now, this accumulation has been made on my club membership, golf rounds, golf clubs, golf holidays, balls, tees, gloves, clothes, literally anything and everything golf related is on this list. This list is not 100% accurate, but I can confidently say that it's 90%, 95% accurate. Chenji.
I mean, it's only going to be higher anyway because, you don't even take into account travel or like petrol and all that kind of stuff, do you?
No, petrol, no, but flight ticket prices for going to Italy or going to Bulgaria.
But dude, like driving 40 miles, to play golf for like 15 miles.
I agree.
That quickly adds up, doesn't it?
Petrol is not on this list. That's the only thing that'll be just impossible for me to accumulate, right?
What about post round drinks?
I don't really have that many drinks post round.
Okay.
And even if I did, it'd be a maximum of, I don't know, £200. Right? No. Ryder Cup is like a whole thing. So how much money I spent on tickets, on flight tickets, on entry tickets, memorabilia. It was like a whole thing. It wasn't like a specific breakdown. Do you want to have a little guess on how much money it is?
I'm gonna say 5 figures.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's 5 figures, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine if it was 6, dude. It's gonna be 5.
Don't tell me it's like, dude. Don't tell me you spent 20K.
The amount of money. Can you move the microphone out your mouth, please? The amount of money that I have spent on golf in 2023 is on that note, guys, that is so embarrassing. But I did win £10,000 on the Rick Shields golf video.
You're in the net. Wait, no, you still lost money.
Well, I don't know about that. All right, anyway, guys, listen. From the bottom of our hearts, I think this goes without saying from both me and Chenji. We want to thank you for this past year of listening or watching or liking or subscribing or whatever you have done to be part of our little journey. We genuinely appreciate you. We can't wait for 2024. We can't wait to play more golf, more trips, more memories, better golf. We can't wait to experience all that. Hopefully, we can play with more of you guys that are listening. I know I have already played with a few listeners from the podcast. Shout out to Corey, because that's the latest one. We went to Bristol Priory and played there. We just want to thank you. It's been a great year.
And look, 2023 has been a great year. We've had our first video exceeding like 700,000 views, right? Like on Instagram. That's pretty good.
I didn't even know that. That's fantastic news. It's
700,000.
Is that what it's on? Is that the? Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like 720,000 views.
Wow.
Wow. That's really cool.
That's really
cool. Loads of, Theo got his first hate mail, right?
Like, Well, there's a couple. There was a few.
there was quite a lot, Yeah. So it's a year of really real growth.
Yes.
And then let's make next year an even better one, right? Every episode is going to be our best one yet.
Yes. Chenji, first of all, lastly as well, I want to say thank you for turning up for, I don't know, whatever episodes we did. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for always giving me 100% every time we're recording. I genuinely appreciate you. I can't wait for next year. Everybody have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Please be safe. And New Year's resolution, I'm going for single-digit handicap, and I want to break 80. What's your New Year's resolution?
I just want to be half of what Theo achieves, like in half the time.
On that note, guys, thank you very much. We'll catch you again probably first week of January in 2024. Take care. Look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye.
Merry Christmas.